How are we doing this? Yeah, we doing this. Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Matt Shad. And this is another episode of the Zoot Report, Sunroof Edition. Boom. Deployed iPads. That's right. Let's get into this, shall we? Wow. See if I can do this. You're going to get to see the sun. I think we'll get to see the sun. It's a interesting day. It's 93 degrees. Doesn't feel like it because the UV is low. Because we're inundated with smoke. Here in Cleveland, we got the smoke. We got all the smoke. Yep. It smells like hardwoods burning. It actually smells kind of good. It does. It smells good. But yeah, it's been an interesting day. Everything is just a hazy, smoky kind of thing, you know. All right, well, you're gonna sit there and wait. All right, if y'all gonna sit there and wait, I'll take advantage. Anyway, smoky, hazy, coffee kind of day. If you've got breathing problems, it's best to not go outside here in Northeast Ohio or here in the Northwest. Northwest got even worse. I heard Detroit Airport shut down because they had zero visibility. Like, they got all the smoke. What the fuck you doing, bro? Anyway, wildfires galore. Yeah, I smoke a cigarette. It tastes like a cigar. That's how much smoke. I don't know if you can see that haziness going on. Crazy. I think this happened a couple years ago too. Why is it that Canada just catches on fire? It's like the whole country is flammable. I don't know. I remember there was talk about mismanagement of the forest back in the day. Like there's actually crews that go through, right, and kind of clean out the underbrush. That's what they were supposed to do in California. They didn't. They let it build up for like 5 years, and then, hey, let's light a match, shall we? Let's have a campfire right here, and then walk away from it unattended. Yeah. So what am I going to talk about today? Plandemics to ignite pestilence. Oh shit! Great, I got paint all over my fucking wheels. Great. Somebody busted a big old 5-gallon paint bucket. You know, we already went through a plandemic, and it was quite the ruse. It was, man, diabolical. Create something that, is scary enough to make people take a experimental medicine that changes their DNA and kills them later on. Fucking diabolical. What is it called? SDS, sudden death syndrome. SDS. And what do we have here now? Well, and follow the EOs like I do. And a shout out to what's up, Donut? Yeah, this is the I talked about it before with my poop video. Yeah, this is this plays right into the Beelzebub, literally king of shit, lord of flies. Get it? Yeah, this little virus, or no, I'm sorry, this bacterium parasite, this parasite that will not die and makes you shit yourself, gets explosive diarrhea. I actually know somebody who had it. Had to be hospitalized. And it seems to be sweeping the nation. Seems to be sweeping the nation. Okay, sorry about that. Where were we? Apparently I was making a 911 call. No, I wasn't. My power button was depressed for some strange reason. So I had to adjust everything. So yeah, pandemics. You know, we've got this Techoautocracy, this very tough parasite. A very tough parasite that rumor has it that it came from the centers that involve data with their water. They've got some kind of weird thing they do with the water. They don't reuse the water. They don't reuse the water, and the waste that comes from it, because they wash out the heating coils and heating tanks with a chemical that promotes the growth of this bacteria, that promotes the growth of a parasite once it goes back into the water treatment facility and then gets released. Yeah, so this is a badass thing, a badass parasite that chlorine will not even kill, because it has a very tough oocyst, a very tough not an exoskeleton, but a gelatinous kind of protective thing that prevents it from dying by the way of chlorine. There were other countries that had to deal with this in their water smoky, in their water treatment facility, and they had to do a certain process to get rid of it. We haven't done that. And the idea is that this fecal-based parasite, because that's what it does, it feeds off of fecal matter and lives in fecal matter. You ingest, we ingest the sterilized version of fecal matter, i.e. water treatment facilities, water for water treatment facilities, and of course they throw it back out into the ecosystem. And of course the farmers use it to water their lettuce. So this is the rumor, and it seems to be spreading across, starting in, I think it starts in Michigan. Like they're having a real big outbreak of it in Michigan. And yeah, it's something that's kind of, rumor has it, conspiracy theory is that it's being promoted. So everybody's like, well, yeah, don't eat the lettuce, don't eat the tomatoes. Michigan is known for growing great, lots of tomatoes, and of course this parasite is all over them, they say. So tomatoes and lettuce, it's okay. I'm okay. I normally don't eat veggies unless they're in a can, and the canning process kills everything. 120 degrees for 20 minutes is enough to kill most parasites. Yeah, it's usually how it works. Wow, we're at standstill traffic again. Yep, good times. Why we're getting smoked out by Canada. But you know what they say, never let a crisis go to waste. And that's exactly what's up. Yep. That's exactly what's up. Who's doing it? I don't know. I mean, they have their ways and means of covering their tracks. And this plays right into the UN's poop agenda, biometrics of your butthole, the analyzing chemical composition of your poop, smart toilets. It's just fucking absurd, but it's true. And it's how ironic is it that all this came about after, of course, they started doing this biometrics of your butthole kind of bullshit. I mean, it is comical. And from an EO's perspective, they're probably laughing their ass off while we're shitting our brains out. And yeah, this parasite has killed some people, hospitalized people. I mean, if you have explosive diarrhea, you get extremely dehydrated, and you run the risk of messing up your plumbing so bad that it's irreversible. Surgery might be involved. Usually a simple. I don't know. I'd have to check on that as far as treatment wise. But being hospitalized with explosive diarrhea does not sound like a fun time. It does not. And what better way to scare the hell out of the populace than to introduce and promote and report on and propaganda, weaponize a parasite that makes you poop yourself to death. I mean, it's not like malaria. It's like I forget, xylotosis. Yeah. Anyway. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are we all going to be mandated to have smart toilets? Biometrics scanning of our buttholes? I think this is hilarious. I don't know. And on top of that, Canada is burning again. It's the summertime. I guess wildfires happen. We have them too, right? And wildfires are actually, a natural phenomenon. There's a hot spot or something creates a spark, creates a flame, a lightning strike, something. But oftentimes it's carelessness, right? To quote Smokey, only you can prevent forest fires. And we've also seen where malignant actors have actually done this. Like in Oregon, you got your Antifas, they were running around, setting wildfires, trying to burn the place down. I wouldn't put it past the Canadian government to be on board with this, because last time they had such a massive wildfire going on, forest fires, that there was a group, like retired group, a group of retirees, old forestry, park rangers, forest fires, and they showed up to a committee or whatever, saying, hey, we're here to help. We are experts. We have experience. We know exactly what to do. And they turned them away. And not only that, they arrested some of them. Like, what? Wait a minute. The absolute experts in their field of wildfires and forestry. And you turn them away and arrest them. That's Canada. I mean, these guys, they still had their gear. They were still active, retired, and they had a group. They had like an organization, and they were training the youth of today into, and advising them how to get into the forestry industry, park ranger, forest fires. So I mean, that's a thing. That's Canada. Canada's got a lot of trees. Fuck, they got a lot of trees. We get a lot of lumber from them. A lot of really good lumber. Lots of good hardwoods and just trees you can't find anywhere else. Quality of lumber that even the United States is kind of lacking in. But they've been doing this shit for fucking decades. They know how to manage a forest for commercial and for recreational and for safety. And they actually just turned them away. Yeah, this was under Trudeau. Mr. Sparkle Socks. El Presidente Sparkle Socks. Castro's illegitimate bastard child. So yeah, this poop pandemic, the poop plandemic, definitely, it has EOs written all over it. It really does. It has it written all over it. It's like you got that going on. You got the screwworm, which we eradicated, back in the 60s and the 70s. It's back again. Centers of data, data centers, tainting the land with their unusable water. It's crazy. I mean, you look at any other even if, man, any other industry that uses large amounts of water reuses it. It's caught in a condenser, it gets cooled back down, and it goes back through the system. right? They have to shut down for some maintenance, whatever. But they reuse the water because water is expensive. But no, these things are designed to be flushed out, and the rinsate is dumped back into the land, or sent to a water treatment facility. Where the water treatment facility has this unique problem now of this rinsate with chemicals in it that promote a bacteria growth that propagates a parasite that they can't kill. One of the most fascinating discussions I ever had about water was at Hunter 25. Man, we had this panel discussion, and you'd have to check it in the archives, like what it takes for a community to survive and thrive and shift, how to restart humanity. And you know what? Hunter is the man. He's like, look, this is how it works. This is how water works. This is where your water comes from. This is what happens to it. This is where it goes. Wow, we are back the fuck up. Damn. Traffic, I'm doing, oh my God, 5 miles an hour. It's gotta be a wreck or something. Yep. Welcome to Cleveland. I'll commute back out of here. It'll take me a fucking 2 hours to drive a 30-minute fucking drive. I don't know. A 20-minute drive. It'll take me like 2 hours. Skull. It's only 91 degrees here. I'm fine. I don't have air conditioning either, so maybe one day. But anything that they can create a pandemic and induce fear into the populace, and then they're going to try to take away some type of rights or something. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. You know, once again, this is rumored to be a side effect of data centers. Imagine that. Oh, have you seen what's going on with Flock? Have you seen specifically Flock in Cleveland? Oh, well, I've been sharing it in my community page. Cleveland, they voted. The people got together and they addressed the city council to get rid of Flock, and the contract was up. The contract, they basically voted to not renew the contract, which was June 29th when the contract was up. And so city council was like, okay, yep, sure. Overwhelming vote, overwhelming grassroots support to deflock the city of Cleveland. And it's just the city of Cleveland, not anybody else. Because if you go anywhere else in the other townships and suburbs around, they still have Flock. Yeah, and there's still Flock at your Lowe's, because that's proprietary for Lowe's and other businesses. But so yeah, and of course these Flocks are tied to the data centers, right? So at the end of at the end of the contract, they're like, okay, well, that's it. I guess flock is done, because city council was like, okay, yeah, you voted, and we said okay. Well, they kept them running. They're still running. Yeah, they're still running. And yeah, for weeks now they've been running. And so many, the police, of course, were like, hey, you know, this was only used in 3 arrests this whole time that they were using it. I don't know, a year or something. The whole year that they were using it. And on top of that, there were abuses. I mean, we're talking about our Fourth Amendment rights. Okay. There were abuses that policemen and other people tied to flock that had access to flock were using it to track people, to actually track people, like women, you know, ex-girlfriends. There, one cop was caught. Cleveland police was caught tracking his ex-girlfriend and his ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend. Not to mention that they reheld the vote. They redid a vote. Yeah, twice. This is the second time that they're redoing the vote. The Mayor Bibb, of course. Mayor Bibb, if you don't know, he is a Soros plant. He is trying to create the corridor initiative here. He is definitely, he defunded the police. He's that guy for Cleveland. And some other guys, that are chief of police and you know, whatever. They kept it running, and they just said, well, you know what, the people don't matter, and we're going to do a revote. Well, the revote happened. Boom. The people won again and said, get rid of the freaking flock cameras. They kept up again. They're doing another revote. What the fuck? Yeah. So, you gotta love the history of defiance of this country. So, what's been happening is the cameras have just been wound up, destroyed, dismantled, disabled, paint all over them, lasers, powerful green lasers being shot into the lenses, permanently destroying the lenses. What's his name? Langley, right? His group, the people that own Flock, they're sending out crews to try to repair and replace these things, and they just keep coming up destroyed or missing. Yeah, that's Cleveland. You gotta love a history of defiance. The one I really like is that there was a group of men that were all in like safety vests and hard hats, driving around in a side-by-side, going up to these Flock cameras, literally cutting them off at the base and leaving them right there. And then somebody walks by and just starts smashing them. All the people come out and go, oh look, a flock on the ground. And they start smashing it. There's a lot of videos. So the other thing that Flock's been doing, that these cameras have been doing, is they've been literally, biometrics of your face, of people walking by, not just they're not just reading a license plate. This all came out. And they're also monitoring and using it as identifying marker. So when the car drives by, they scan your face and try to get the biometrics on you. And they also are grabbing any kind of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi data that you have. your earbuds, your smartphones, your smartwatches, your Meshtastics, whatever they can get to draw it back to you, because it's not working as a criminal thing, to deter crime. It's not a 100% proof thing. It fails. Many times people are like, "That's not me. That's not my car." And it does like biometrics of your car. If you got like identifying marks on your car, like bumper stickers and dents, color schemes, the type of car you have, the type of wheels you have, whatever, if you customized it, whatever, right? Identifying things, markers on it, and of course your facial recognition and scanning anything scannable from your car, your phone, whatever, Bluetooth, headsets, smart watches, whatever they can get to tie you to that car that they're watching and identifying. Folks, this is a major blow against our Fourth Amendment rights. The right against search and seizure. Unreasonable search and seizures. And so the rumor is that they stayed up because the federal government has been buying the data. They're the ones that have been accessing the data, and they paid for them to stay up. That's the idea. They have been grabbing data. The federal government, whatever agencies, they have been grabbing the data and using it, sending it to data centers, that kind of shit, right? So this is not to catch criminals. It is to criminalize me and you. It is to set up the Techoautocracy. You don't know what the Techoautocracy is? Literally, that is the surveillance state prison that we will live in. And everything will be monitored. Everything will be designed to implicate us, minority, program, AI predictability. Will I commit a crime? Will I not? That kind of shit. Skull. Yeah. We are the target. You are the target. And I love the argument. Well, I have nothing to hide. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're not doing anything wrong, you say, but it only takes just a few people that decide if you're doing something wrong or not, and they can come after you. Look at Britain, look at Europe, look at Australia. You can't fucking fart without getting in trouble. They're gonna call it, because you buy a certain vehicle or you buy a certain car, you listen to a certain music. Oh shit! Here we go. You're deemed you're deemed some type of combative or something. You're deemed on the naughty list. You have been placed on the naughty list. You have been found naughty in the sight of the government, and you must be dealt with. Huzzah! Sound familiar? It's exactly what's going on in Britain. Exactly. And yeah, they love this whole fucking China social credit score. That's what they want. They want us that. That's how they want it. Welcome to the Techoautocracy. They're gonna keep you in line with butthole biometrics and explosive diarrhea parasites created by data centers. What? I mean, is that really what's going on? Yeah. Welcome to 5th generational warfare. The race to conquer the world and all its people. And claim this land for AI and all of its inhabitants. And yes, our government is absolutely into this. Matter of fact, I mean, that's the whole thing about the Trumpster, right? He had all those fucking eggheads on board. They're on board. He's like, look, this is a race. This is like an arms race. Really, it is. It's a more existential threat than, say, a nuclear arms race. It involves that. I mean, that's part of it. But the one who has the strongest surveillance and AI wins. And there's so many groups out there doing it that are a major threat. Russia, China, maybe China. China's a threat only because they stole something and now they're making it work, and they're actually they could, if we don't become the best at Techoautocracy, they will take us over with Techoautocracy. You understand? It's, yeah, we will have nothing to fight them against, and they'll be able to access everything and change everything, financial, infrastructure, military, everything, all of it, the government, everything. They'll be able to access and change or destroy everything. And we're not talking hacking. We're literally talking an AI system that walks in and goes, I am now king, bow to me. And you have no choice. An AI god. That's what they're going for. So that anything, it doesn't matter what it is, can be affected. And yes, the AI is misaligned, and they know it. They know it's misaligned. They know it's misaligned with with human values. Yet they still have to keep pushing it and researching it and building it stronger and faster. Because if they don't, somebody else is going to make a bigger monster than us and unleash it upon us. That's exactly what's going on with AI and the world. Put it all into a nutshell. Talk to Chance Pallet. Look up his. We had a fascinating conversation about the AI. But yeah, this parasite and pandemics falls right into their wheelhouse. And it creates more data points for them to access. Yep, don't get your booty hole biometric. Don't get your booty hole biometrically scanned. Scan your butthole. They want to scan your butthole. As you have explosive diarrhea. Talk about sick. I mean, really. Beelzebub, king of shit, lord of flies. And yeah, fear mongering is all about they're all about it. And they're only going to tell us exactly what they want us to hear. Right? No more, no less. Because our imagination takes over. Our imagination runs wild, and we start to hypothesize and conjecture, and build these wild, crazy conspiracy theories and theories, which may or may not be true. But it just adds to the fear. And fear, they can control you. They can control us with. They can just make one simple suggestion, and millions of people will do it. And millions of people will coerce other millions of people to do it. Remember the COVIDs? You have to wear a mask. Why are you not wearing a mask? You're going to kill grandma. They killed grandma anyway. Yeah, who was that guy in New York? Oh, look, tough luck. And you know what? Even if we succeed in getting rid of DFLOC, check out DFLOC. Langley has called DFLOC a terrorist organization. And he says, no, we're not forcing flock upon the people. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you fucking are. And like I said, if we succeed in getting rid of flock, they'll just change it to something else. They'll put it up higher on a building somewhere we can't reach it. They'll harden their surveillance grid. They'll hide the surveillance grid. And it's not only just these little towers that you see, these little stands, right? They're in big towers. They're in these police. They're sold in like you see them in the parking lots. This surveillance. It's got cool looking solar panels on it. It's got all these cameras all over the place. That's flock too. Yeah. Their surveillance state. They want to see us poop. They're trying to watch you poop. And they're all in on it. Everybody, all the major media conglomerates, social media industrial complex. They're all in on it. They're all throwing in their data, selling your data. I mean, it's look at the Fourth Amendment right. It's a major Fourth Amendment violation. We have the right to be secure in our information, our personal effects, right? Our IDs, our ID online, right? But they get around that by, having us sign agreements. Hey, if you want to use this highly addictive, highly algorithmic addictive social media, you have to agree that any data that we collect from you, that it's okay for us to sell it. Alright? Yeah! If you can't agree to that, you can't use it. It's diabolical. It's like when you get pulled over and the cop says, "Hey, you mind if I search your vehicle?" And you say, I don't consent to searches. You know, they can or cannot. They go, if they have, then you know, they look at, well, do we have probable cause to search? No, we don't. Okay, never mind then, sir. Sorry I asked. Or, if you're just trying to be compliant and get out of this traffic stop as quickly as possible, you go, sure, I have nothing to hide, and you agree. You agree to them rummaging through your car, destroying everything, possibly planting evidence, or finding something that was left there centuries ago. You know, maybe it's not your car. Maybe you just bought the car and there's a fucking bag of Coke under the seat that you didn't know about. Fuck. I seen where this lady, her son found a Glock in between the see, it was a rental, but still found a Glock in between the seats. What the hell? I mean, you know, shit like that happens, right? You buy a car from somebody and there's something planted in it, or you had a friend and he dropped something in between the seats, unbeknownst to you. He's like, I forgot my dime bag. You know, you don't smoke weed, but you got a dime bag in your car, but you do carry. You know, that's a federal offense. You're going to jail. They find weed and guns together. Sad state of affairs where we're at, but, you know, hey. Because everyone that buys a gun signs that paper that says they do not use marijuana or are addicted to any substances. Yet, there it is in your car, with your gun. That's all they need. So yeah, we agree to this surveillance. We agree to them using our data and selling it. Yeah. So why am I not getting a check? I think we should all demand compensation. If they're gonna extract my data and use it against me, mostly it's used in advertisement, but the federal government is literally like they're building a dossier of files. Yeah, I'm going to bring back the word. Got files on people. Yeah, they got files on people. Yeah, everyone's got a file. And that's part of the the pandemic. That's because that's where they see what works. They're trying things. Like, let's throw out this parasite, this diarrhea parasite. Yeah, see what happens. You know, there's a lot of people that are susceptible. We have the data. There's a lot of people that eat lettuce. There's a lot of people that eat tomatoes. Where are the tomatoes grown? Oh, they're grown in Michigan. Hey, we have data centers in Michigan, don't we? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's start pumping. Sending the rinsate to the water treatment facility, and then because that goes right to the farmers, right? Yep. Diabolical plan. And it's plausible deniability. They can blame the technicians. They can blame the manufacturer of the chemical. They can blame the people that built it. They can blame one guy, the night watchman. You know, whatever. They'll find a scapegoat. Hell, they've already got one. Once they start doing this, that's what they do. They find a scapegoat. All right, buddy, you're the scapegoat. You don't know it yet, but sometimes they know it. So yeah, wow, this has been a long one, huh? So yeah, welcome to the they're trying real hard to establish the infrastructure for the techno-autocracy. Most of it is in your hand right here. Yeah. This thing right here. This phone. This black mirror that reflects, that absorbs everything, reports it back and uses it against us. You gotta know thy enemy. And guess what? We're the enemy. Because they want to control us. We're too unpredictable. We cannot be allowed to have this type of power. We cannot be allowed to realize the power that we have. So they have to learn everything about us, compiled, stored away, and it's data that's constantly changing. Think about how many things change in your life. You know, you get sick, you buy a car, you sell a car, you buy a house, you sell a house, you know, you get an apartment, you get another apartment, right? You get a dog, you lose a dog, get another dog, lose a dog. The food that you buy, the products that you buy, the guns that you buy, the ammo. I mean, even if you buy a gun, say they know you have a 9mm. Yet there's a huge they start seeing all these receipts for 308. I'm like, wait a minute, he doesn't have 308 ammo. He doesn't have a 308 gun. So why is he buying all his 308 ammo? How did he get said gun? Does he have a 308? Let's check into that, shall we? Let's find out if he has a 308 and how he got it. Did he get it by private sale? Why is there no background? See what I mean? It just carries on. It just keeps evolving. They ask all the questions. They question everything about us. Now think about the routes you take every day. To and from work. The store that you stop at. Credit card that you use. Cell phone in your hand, in your car. Your car itself that's transmitting. How fast you're going. How much gas you're using. That all adds up. That all can be controlled. They can come after one person or a whole demographic. This is the realization of fifth generational warfare. They don't have to fire a shot. They can steer us any which way they want. Like, oh, you're on Facebook. Oh, you're on YouTube. Oh, you look TikTok. Ah, you're on the porno sites. Yes. Right? At any point in time, they can manipulate all those things. Get you hemmed up on some kind of charges. Set you up for something. Steer you into some type of MK Ultra thing. Get you all radicalized. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. You haven't seen all the little mass shooters. They all had one thing in common there. They were in contact in these group chats with unidentifiable people that were like, hey buddy, do a terror. Yeah, to be fun. Right on your rifle. Yeah, put this on your gun. Yeah. Write it on there. Yeah, tell me how that works out. Yeah. Yeah, you're with like-minded individuals here. Yeah. Glowy's gonna glow. 'Cause, 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 I mean, we've been doing this. We've been doing this with other countries for decades. And yeah, they're doing it to us now. I mean, subversion at its finest. And it's all to bring in that techno-autocracy. To scan your butthole. That's right. Butthole biometrics. Soon there'll be a mandatory fucking scanning probe that goes up in there. Vigorously moving back and forth to scan everything. Yeah, you know what that means? It means you're getting fucked. Mojica, bend over, here it comes again. Damn it, the butthole biometric scan. Every time I have a butthole biometric scan, I can't shit right for a week. Bad Santa. But yeah, it's real, folks. I find it hilarious. I do. I fucking find it fucking hilarious. But we are the butt of their jokes. And they're literally trying to control us and play us like a violin. They really are. Oh, it's getting hard to breathe down around here. Down up in here. Wow, smoke is really bad. It's worse the more the more north you get. Oh my god, and it's just fucking unbearable. Wow, this is rough. I got all my windows open. Sunroof is open. I feel like I done smoked like 3 cigars. And the wrapper they were in. So yeah, folks. I was going to talk about the parasite. I guess I am, because now we're talking about another parasite. A bigger parasite. The governmental parasite. The overreaching parasite. The parasite that wants to know everything about you and control you. That parasite. And it's a worldwide thing. In case you haven't noticed. Of course, I've been talking about this for, I don't know, almost a decade now. It's good to see. It's good to see a lot of people are getting it. Especially after the COVIDs. Yeah. I called it a mass hysteria event, and that's exactly what it was. And still is. They can bring that back anytime they want to. But yeah, we understood that there's a lot of overreach here. A lot of overreach. And nobody's happy with it. Not at all. Yep. This is the beginning of the techno-autocracy. All of it. Everything. The AI governance of you and me and everything involved. Yeah. Welcome to a brave new world. Mojica. Bend over, here it comes again. So yeah, thank you folks for hanging out with me. This Zoot Report. Sunroof edition. Smoky Sunroof edition. It is a smoky mess out here. It's pretty much unbearable, really, to be able to maintain and operate. Man, it is bad. Woo! So I'll leave you with those thoughts. Thank you all very, very much for hanging out with me. Have a good night. Skull.